Greetings everyone, welcome to the channel and welcome to our Diablo 4 beginner's guide, or 5 things I wish I knew before playing Diablo 4. So quick side note before we get into this video, we do have about 25 plus hours of playtime with Diablo 4 during the early access playtime period. So yeah, the first tip that we have for you guys, this might seem like it is pretty self-explanatory, etc., but it can come in really handy, and it really saves you a lot of time with backtracking and stuff like that, and that is to put pins everywhere in your map. So when you open up your map, if you press X to track an objective, it'll give you a general area, an idea of where to go. But if you press the pin button, which is square on PlayStation, or just, the pin location button on any other console or PC, it'll give you guys a direct red line, which is always the fastest way to get to your current selected location. So this is going to come in especially handy for areas that you have yet to discover, like if you're traveling from the Fractured Peaks, for example, to Skazlan, and you don't even know, where any of the towns are at, or you're trying to, find your way to a new quest location or something like that. Always put a pin in it. So, for example, here, put a pin on the location for this current mission we're on, and it gives you guys a nice little red line to follow. So that is tip number 1, put a pin in it. So the second tip is going to have to do with exploring the different areas and the renown system in Diablo 4. So Diablo 4 has a system called Renown, which is basically your a level for a specific region in Diablo 4. So for example here, we'll pull it up here in a quick second. We're going to pull up the renown section for the dry steeps here. So as you guys can see, we'll kind of go to the Fractured Peaks because this is kind of a beginner video. As you guys can see, there are 3 tiers that are available to you. One of them is locked, but that's only because we aren't at the required level yet. And quickly, just before we dive into the renown system, these rewards, the first reward box that says bonus experience and gold, that is going to be claimed on your first character, or the character that you're playing as. The second bonus box down there, for example, the first tier is 1 skill point, the second tier is 1 potion capacity, and the third is 1 skill point. That is going to become available for any character that you create on this realm. And what it means by on this realm, quick description, the Eternal Realm is any character that is not in season. So if you create a new character, like let's say you're playing as a sorceress and you decide, hey, I want to try out the Barbarian, so you try it out, and if you have unlocked any of those rewards already, then they will become available. So I had just started this Barbarian earlier today, and I had 4 skill points already right off the bat at level 1, which allowed me to in turn complete the prologue in literally minutes. It did not take me very long at all, and that can come in very handy, especially if you want to try out new classes and stuff like that. So definitely focus on the renown system and completing side quests. The best way to get the most renown is by completing strongholds. Those will always net you 100 renown, and from going for the first tier to the second tier, so tier 1 is always going to have 200 renown, tier 2 is going to have 300 renown, and etc. It's going to go up by 100 for each tier. So definitely focus on completing side quests, completing strongholds, completing dungeons, all of that, and even finding locations is going to net you a small amount of renown. So that is tip 2. Definitely take advantage of the renown system in this game. Tip 3 is going to have to deal with just basically, which class should you pick. If you're kind of on the fence about a specific class and you don't really know which one's for you, I would recommend going on YouTube, searching for end game builds of the specific class you are interested in. So let's say you want to play Barbarian, look at end game of the Barbarian, and just kind of see how that build performs in the end game. And you can even do beginner videos, like leveling guides, stuff like that, if you're really interested in that. But the end game is really where you want to see, because you're going to find out that each class in this game is completely viable. Worlds tier 3, worlds tier 4, doing Helltide events, doing nightmare dungeons, doing world bosses. Every class in this game has perfectly viable in the end game. So if you really don't know which one to choose, I would recommend just picking one, playing through the prologue. If you don't like it by the time you get to Kyovashad, just make another one and you know, rinse and repeat until you find the class that's for you, because everyone has a specific play style with these action RPG games, and everyone has a specific, you know, power fantasy, if you will, for what they like to play as. So for me, it's usually like a barbarian. Sometimes I like to switch things up and become, you know, like a sorcerer and stuff like that. So it's really up to you on that one. I'm not going to tell you how to play, but you know, definitely, you know, at least give out the different classes a try, because you never know what you're going to like. So that is going to be tip number 3. Now, tip number 4 is going to be dealing with altars of Lilith and stuff like that. So, at Act 4 in the game, relatively quickly into Act 4, you're going to be unlocked the mount. The mount isn't going to be available to you right away, and a lot of people are asking, you know, how do I get the mount? You get it at a certain point in Act 4. I'm not going to spoil anything. This video is going to be spoiler free, so I'm not going to spoil anything, but you will get it later on in the game. And hunting down these altars of Lilith can be especially challenging if you do not have a mount. So my tip for you would just be, you know, if you do see one while you're out exploring, go ahead and pick it up. There's no hurt in picking it up early, but definitely, you know, I would advise, if you're solely focused on hunting altars of Lilith, at least wait until you have that mount, because it's really going to come in handy finding those altars of Lilith in a relatively quick manner. So that is tip number 4, has to do with altars of Lilith. So the final tip I have for you guys is to just slow down. You don't have to blast through the campaign if you don't want to. I would recommend, you know, taking your time, doing side quests and stuff like that, because this game is absolutely filled to the brim with activities, whether it be dungeons, whether it be, you know, doing various side quests in the different regions, and this will all net you a lot of experience, because if you rush through the campaign and you complete it around level 30, well, you're going to have to do those side quests anyways to get to level 50 to unlock the capstone dungeon, to then unlock world tier 3 so you can find better loot. And I learned this the hard way, because I rushed through the campaign with my sorceress, and now I'm kind of stuck because I can't get any good gear until I hit level 50, and I'm only like level 30. So you definitely want to slow down, you know, complete side quests. They're really, a lot of these side quests in these games are relatively easy. It's like, go here, kill this, return, you know, stuff like that, you know, just like general action RPG side quest stuff. But they can really net you a lot of good rewards, especially early on in the game. They can give you various herb caches, they can give you other stuff like that. So, you know, focus on doing side quests and completing them, as they do often come with a lot of good rewards. So with that, man, that is going to wrap up 5 things I wish I knew before playing Diablo 4. I hope you all enjoy your time in Sanctuary. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, definitely let me know by dropping a like on this video. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you made it all the way till the end, thank you. I really appreciate your support. I can't wait to catch you all in a future video coming out soon. Stay safe, stay happy, and last but not least, stay gaming. Lion Gaming Crew, signing out.